right, everybody, welcome. The 8th edition of the Expect Better podcast. Today on the show is Fairfield County rockstar broker owner Marissa Papa. Welcome.
Hi,
how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I was honored when you said you would take an hour out of your crazy busy schedule to talk to me about you.
I was honored for the invite.
Now,
I don't ever come out. I lay kind of low. I'm kind of under the radar.
Yeah.
Really don't talk to many people, but
because you're busy working, making money.
Correct.
And teaching your agents how to be like you.
Well, that's the
Is
goal.
that true? That's the goal.
That's the goal.
That is the goal. Is this your first podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm excited to have the opportunity to first have you on a show. I'm actually going to be on one shortly myself. This is the first time, I've done 8 episodes now, but this whole thing is new to me. As you know, we sold around the same time or when I was actually selling, and I wasn't that guy taking videos of myself or anything. I don't think we needed to do that, which thankfully.
Yeah.
But now you got to do it here and there. So, I've done a couple now, and I think you're going to love this. I think you're going to have fun.
Maybe.
Yeah. All right. So a couple different ways I do these. Sometimes I start with, your younger years, growing up and all that stuff. I'm going to do it reverse there. I want to jump right into real estate.
Okay.
All right. Tell
Let's
us,
go.
when did you get your license?
I got my license in 2004.
2004.
So almost 18 years.
And what made you want to get your real estate license?
Well, I probably at 16, I start working in my uncle's real estate company.
Okay.
So he had a lot of foreclosures. So
Davis Owen.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Shout out to Davis.
Shout out to Davis Owen.
Uncle Davis.
Yep. So I worked there, and then I went to college and got a marketing degree, and then from there, I graduated in 2003. Market was terrible, no jobs, so I went back to Davis.
Okay.
And start working there.
High school, though, where?
Shelton High.
Shelton High.
Yeah.
And then college?
Salve Regina.
Salve.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Loved it. Newport was awesome.
And when did you graduate Salve? Do you remember?
2003.
2003.
Yep.
And then did you have corporate America experience?
Well, I stayed with Davis for a little bit. I got my real estate license, and then I went into corporate. I went and worked for RBS in their marketing department for like 5-6 years.
What did you learn from working in corporate America?
What did I learn?
Love asking this question.
Oh, corporate America is an interesting time. I do have to say I did learn a lot about direct mailings, creative development and things, from
things that you use in your business?
100%.
Okay.
So I think that was
So it wasn't a total waste?
No, it really wasn't. I think it was a really good stepping stone from a marketing perspective, and I think it really brought a lot of perspective, shall we say, and I use it currently.
Sure. Yeah, Marketing 101 is really all you ever need. The only class you have to take, really.
Yeah, so I think it worked. I left there in 2010, and I was a stay-at-home mom till 2014.
Okay.
So I've been back full-time for about 8 years.
Okay. Well, while we're on the subject of family, tell us about family. Obviously, I know Mark well, but why don't you tell everybody about your family?
My husband is Mark Telsmanic, and he is currently working with me at Preston Gray. So he's our business manager, and he's kind of running our Oxford office, which we just opened Oxford in the beginning of the new year.
Cool.
So that's kind of great. We have 2 kids. We've got Owen, who is going to be 15 in about 30 days. I'm crying about it, actually.
High school.
Yeah, he's a freshman. And then we've got Lily, who just turned 13, and she's in 7th grade. So
Awesome. And she's in what school?
She's at St. Catherine's.
St. Catherine.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Are they close?
Yeah, super. They're
They don't want to kill each other? Or?
No, my kids have never fought. They're like best of friends.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
How'd you do that?
I don't know. They're really good kids.
That's not normal.
Really, really lucky.
They're supposed to kill each other when they're young.
No, I mean they're really good kids.
That's good.
Yeah.
That is a good thing.
I feel lucky.
So Mark's entry into real estate is more recent, right? He was in corporate America?
Oh, he was in corporate. He was in banking for like 20 plus years. But it kind of got to the point where I was getting extremely busy. I needed,
You needed help to grow your empire.
100%.
Yeah.
So he is my go-to. He's helping run everything. So he's behind the scenes more so than, out in the forefront.
And how's he liking the business so far? I mean, it's a tough, obviously, market to kind of jump in, right? COVID market.
He's loving it. He's got a couple buyers. I think he's been with me listening to this for years and years and years. So I feel like
He's heard you at your anniversary dinners on the phone?
Yeah, he's so used to it. And
Yeah.
he knows, what to say, what not to do.
Sure.
So he's good. I mean, he's happy. I think he's happy to be out of corporate. At
Yeah.
this
Oh, I'm
point.
sure. I'm sure.
The world has changed,
Yeah. Yeah, if you can work for yourself, right, and you're in
Yeah.
that position, why not?
Yeah, 100%.
And what you've built is so incredible. So for him to be able to now expand that
Yeah.
through opening a second office and maybe more offices down the road, I mean, it's
God.
hard to do it alone.
Oh, yeah, it's impossible.
So hard to do that alone. So what's interesting is obviously you are probably one of the highest achieving real estate individual agents in Fairfield County and probably New Haven County also. And as you know, and I've said this on my last couple of shows, I am now a stage 5 creeper in terms of the homework that I do on agents and guests that I have on the show. I've had a couple basketball players, coaches, and it's actually fun for me to take a break.
Yeah.
From all the day-to-day operations of broker of records, right? As we like to use that term.
Broker of records.
Broker of records, and actually do something different. So I actually looked up some incredible statistics on your career in sales, which you probably know, but you're so busy that you
probably not. You probably know more about me than me.
Probably from what I learned. And actually what I want people to listen to right now, not just your agents that work for you with your brokerage at Preston Gray, but also my agents and anybody else who's an agent that just started. I want them to pay close attention to the timeline here of your sales and your success because it's similar actually to mine.
Yeah.
In terms of we did nothing early, right?
Yeah, no.
So if you're a new agent, you get your license and you're not busy, should you give up?
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely not. So watch this. Ready? By the way, I looked up your first sale per MLS, 207 Minerva Street.
Yeah.
Derby?
Yeah.
Is that like a family member? Did you know that was your first sale?
No, I did not know that was.
Well, you might have had one off or something.
Was it a rental or was it a sale?
I don't know. It just says 207 Minerva Street.
I feel like it was a rental.
It was a rental? So first deal.
I guess, but I don't really remember selling anything on Minerva, but I remember showing Minerva to rentals. But I could be wrong. That was a long time ago.
Well, we're going to have to check it out. So,
okay.
So I went back 2004, right, is when you were licensed?
Yep.
So 2004 to 2013, you closed 10 deals.
Yep.
Okay.
Friends, family, my own stuff. Yep.
So an average of one a year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much.
And a total gross sales volume of $2 million.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's over 10 years. That's not a lot, right?
Yeah, no.
So and myself, 2007 to 2013, I did 0.
Okay.
Not even 1.
Okay.
So and the reason I want my agents, your agents, and anybody new in the business who's frustrated, like hasn't closed their first deal or the business isn't taking off as they would have liked.
Right.
Don't give up, right?
No.
Because your end story here with these numbers are absolutely insane and ridiculous. So 2004 to 2013, 10 deals, $2 million.
Yep.
Maybe a deal a year, if that.
Yep.
2014, something happened there, by the way, because, oh no, I'm sorry, that's not that year. 2004, you did 8 homes. You sold $1 million.
Okay.
Okay. 2015, this is creepy, right? I'm a stalker.
Yeah.
2015, you sold 11 houses. You're $3 million.
Okay.
Okay. 2016, this is the year.
Yeah.
2016, 31 houses, $8 million.
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
It's a big jump.
What happened between 2015 and 2016?
I think my kids were older. I feel like I had more time to invest in the business. I think, the market obviously started to shift around that time frame. I would say 2014, it was still kind of, a little slow. Really not a whole lot of inventory, not a whole lot of buyers. But I also think I had more time on my hands to really focus my energy on selling real estate.
Do you obviously you said your kids, were they all in school?
I went back full time in April of 2014.
Okay. So the 16 year could actually be the culmination of 2 years of like grit, grind,
pedal to the metal, working 24/7.
So what did you do? Well, give us an example. What did you do
I
to
mean, I
get
worked
that business going?
7 days a week. I would do any open house that anybody had available.
Mhm.
I would take anybody's clients out. I really started to invest in my business. I started doing a lot of marketing.
Spending money.
I started spending money,
What did you spend money on?
I jumped into Zillow really early on.
Oh, the Zillow.
Yeah, I did. I mean,
Love it or hate it.
I was a big Zillow success story. I
Mhm.
mean, I went in and I was spending a good amount of money every month.
Yeah.
And
How long did it take for you to see the return on Zillow?
I would say it took about a year.
Okay. And it
It really
definitely
did.
paid for itself?
100%,
Yeah.
tenfold.
Yeah. I mean, it's
It was tenfold. I mean, that's really where consumers started to do their shopping. And I saw the opportunity. I saw the amount of leads coming in, and I just kept building and building. And I also started direct mailing too at that time, which not a lot of people direct mail, but I
Right.
was just taking like farm areas and just mailing them
Yeah.
regularly. And
yeah. How long did that take, do you think, to kind of start to see, wow, someone just called me?
That too is about a year.
Yeah.
Like you got to keep getting in front of someone's face.
Yep.
And it's consistency is key.
Consistency is key. And Zillow, I almost wish Zillow wasn't so good. I wish it didn't work because I hate giving them money.
Me too, but unfortunately, I have a love-hate relationship with them, but
Same.
a lot of leads come through there. A
Mhm.
lot of consumers are searching through
Yeah.
that
5 out of
site.
7 buyers are on
Yeah,
Zillow.
exactly. So, I
Wild.
mean, I also invested in Realtor. I was the local expert, so my face was on every page.
Yeah.
So
Zillow, Realtor,
sure, I really just blitzed.
direct mail.
Yeah, I really was kind of.
You a door knocker?
No, I never was a door knocker. I was never a cold caller.
Yeah.
No, thank you. Not for me.
Not for you.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You should be thankful if
Yeah,
you can build your business
not for
without
me.
that.
Mine was like very organic. Like I just felt like social media, Facebook, Instagram.
So 2014, would you say was that when we're using anything else other than Facebook, Instagram? Was that kind of
No,
it?
it was really Facebook at
What
the
about,
time.
did you have AOL?
I did. I just got rid of AOL like maybe 2.5 years ago.
I still have my AOL.
I mean, I still have it,
You
but
just-
I'm
you're
not
not
using
using
it
it?
for work.
When I have a client that gives me the AOL address,
You're like, high
I'm like,
five,
high five, and then I'm
yes.
like, this is going to be a long transaction. I'm going to be doing wet signatures
Yeah,
if you get an AOL email, but it's cool. We make it work. The AOL deals
Yeah.
we close as I'm sure you do at PG. So in 14, though, let me just backpedal. Were you? What companies were you with?
So
you
in
were with Davis Owen.
2014, yep. And then in 2014, I joined Carrie and Guerrera.
Okay,
So
awesome. And then so how long were you there?
I was there probably for 6 years, I would say.
Okay, so
yeah,
maybe
maybe 5 years.
2019-ish.
I left to open Preston Gray, I think in September of 2019.
Yes.
So
According to my notes,
yeah,
that's what you have here.
2019. I left in September and I opened Preston Gray's doors.
Right. So tell us the story behind Preston Gray. What does that mean? Where does that come from? I know the
Okay.
answer, but for all your listeners and followers.
So it comes from my kids' middle names. So Owen is Owen Preston
Cool.
and Lily is Lily Grayson. I just shortened it for Gray because we always call her Lily Gray.
Perfect.
So, yeah.
And it's awesome. You have literally created through your hard work, dating back from 2004 on your sale in Minerva.
Yep.
You have created a brand in not a very long time, which is huge. Your signs are all over.
Yeah.
Not just Shelton.
Yeah.
You seem to be branching out now,
Yeah.
going into Oxford. So
Yeah.
it's an
everywhere.
incredible success story.
Well, thank you. I
New Haven
appreciate that.
County.
We're
So
very similar, you and I.
we try.
Yeah.
We try.
We try.
Same goal, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Which is what's great. And I had a broker, my friend Anthony, who's an owner of Bremax out in Uncasville, and I started with, on his show that it's great that two brokers who are out competing. Technically, we're
Yeah.
competing, right? But it's like, it's really not that serious. Like, there's plenty of
There's
business.
plenty of business to go around.
Yeah.
And it's so important to play nice in the sandbox.
Totally.
And
Totally.
it's so important to build relationships.
Because you're going to see a lot of the same agents
100%.
over and over.
Right.
And even if someone's nasty, kill them back with a little kindness.
Oh, of course. That's
Yeah.
my favorite thing. I always say, have a great day with a big smile
Big
on
smile.
my face.
You're gonna see me again. You're not done with me yet.
Yeah, so
So-
I'm not going anywhere.
Not going anywhere, that's
Yeah.
for sure. So let me get back to these numbers because these are crazy.
Okay.
So 2016, 31 homes. You went from 11 the year before to 31,
Yep.
$8 million. Okay.
Okay.
That's incredible. So still at your previous brokerage. 2017, 42 homes,
Yep.
$12 million.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
2018, 58 homes.
Yep.
This is in 1 year, by the way, guys, 12 months.
Yep.
58 homes, $17 million in sales volume, okay? Then you jump to 2009, which was probably your last year as an agent working for another brokerage, right?
You mean 2019?
Yes, 2019. Sorry,
Okay,
what did I say?
gotcha.
2009.
Yeah, 2009.
I have dyslexia, by the way.
That's okay.
I have an undiagnosed learning
That's
disability.
okay. That's okay. I'm
Yeah.
terrible with numbers too, so I probably
think it
have
helps
too.
me.
Yeah, it makes you work harder.
Yeah,
Me too.
yeah.
I'm really
Spinny mind.
Yeah,
Spinny
me
mind.
too.
You know, if we
Yes.
were in high school now, we'd go for extra help and
Oh
testing.
yeah, absolutely.
And it totally helps us think
Yes.
about the 9 different problems.
Yes. Yeah.
Cool. So I'm glad I'm not alone.
Nope.
So 2019, 78 houses.
Yeah.
$23 million.
Okay.
By the way, my opinion, I'd love to hear yours. I think a good agent does $5 million a year.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Fair?
Yeah.
That's
totally.
like $5 million. You're
5
good.
million is a good number.
You know what you're doing. So when you're doing 23 million, you know, you're about 5 times what a good agent does. So that's incredible. And you're a solo agent, right? At this time.
Solo agent.
Any admin?
I've always been a solo. No, I didn't hire an admin until last year. I've
Okay.
never had an admin
So
until last year.
yeah, now you'll never not have
No,
an admin.
I'll never go back.
Right. So that's what's even more incredible. I actually, we'll talk about it later when I get to the rest of your years, but I believe there's a cap. As a single agent,
Yeah.
there's only so much you could do.
100%.
Right. So
Yeah.
So I've always used that number to be like 30 million. Like I think as an individual, and I'm talking cream of the crop, if you're an individual agent
Yeah.
and you're doing 30 million, there's something wrong with you if you don't start
Yeah.
leveraging and hiring.
Oh,
Correct.
absolutely.
Right. So we get to that plateau in 2020
Yes.
where you went from 78 homes in 2019 to 103.
Mm-hmm.
And by the way, I'm sure you have off-market stuff that's not here, right?
Yep.
So we'll just use MLS numbers, knowing that
Yeah.
at 10%. Fair?
Yeah.
Cool. So 2020, you go to 103 homes
Yeah. That was
And-
a crazy year. I don't know how I survived it.
and 38 million.
Yeah. That
You-
was my best year.
Admin then, or no? Was that
no
still you?
admin, just me. I didn't sleep
You're
that year.
you're superwoman. I
Yeah,
mean,
I
38 million is insane.
I didn't sleep that
Yeah,
year.
103 houses. I actually think I was following, and like in the fourth quarter, I think I
Yeah.
texted you and said,
Yeah,
you
we
know,
were texting back and forth. Are you going to hit 100?
you got to hit 100.
And
I
I'm
mean,
like, I think so.
and I was rooting for you.
Yeah.
You got to get 100. So you
Yeah.
probably have more with off market. I mean, $38 million is just,
Yeah.
it's almost unhealthy. Is it unhealthy?
That year was really challenging for me professionally.
Yeah.
It was very overwhelming for
It
sure.
takes a toll on your personal life,
Oh,
right?
it was definitely. It was an interesting year. It was my best year. That year I decided that, some things had to give. I needed an assistant. I had to search for somebody that was going to work.
yeah.
I'm very particular. I'm very type A.
Yeah.
I have a hard time kind of giving up control.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to find the right fit. So it did take me some time, but my assistant is amazing. Megan is.
Shout her out. Give her some love.
Megan Payne is my go-to. I couldn't survive without her daily. She really has made me work even better and way more efficient, and I'm able to service more clients, and I'm able to really focus on my team and help them. So
Well, what's been incredible too is I mean, your growth. I mean, that's beyond the plateau, right? I said 30 million is the plateau, and you don't see very many. I mean, you can probably count on one hand, even in your market, how many individual agents, without an admin or without tag teaming deals with other people, how many agents hit 30 million in a year?
yeah, I'm sure not very many. I mean,
No.
we watch it. We are stalkers.
Yeah,
So,
it's unheard of. So to do 38 million, just crazy. So that's COVID, right?
Yeah, that was COVID. Yeah.
That's the COVID, crush year. There are 103 houses. Last year, 2021,
Yep.
98 homes. You probably did more than
I
that.
did a little bit more than that because they were off market, but
Right.
98 homes was still.
That's recorded.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's more. There's always more, right? There's always more.
Yeah.
When you're doing the volume and have that reputation,
Yeah.
you're going to stumble across a couple off-market
Yeah.
deals, even if it's 5, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
you
for
probably
sure.
broke 100 homes.
Yeah.
2
It's
years.
okay if I don't break 100. I'm okay with it.
That's the best.
Yeah, I'm okay with it.
And that's what's great is
Yeah.
you want your agents to grow.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
which is
absolutely.
awesome. And so that 98 homes is 36 million. I write a banner year there. I actually wrote. I did it. Year to date down.
Yeah.
So when I saw the 98 and 36, I actually wrote in my notes here banner year that
Yeah.
was your best. And then I went to 2020 and
Yeah.
you did 103 and you did 38 million.
Yeah.
And then I just wrote wow.
Yeah.
That's what my notes say here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could see from there. It just says, wow. Like, it
Nice.
just more. I
Yeah.
thought that was going to kind of 36 was going to be like it.
Yeah.
And then you did 2020 with 38 million. So unbelievable numbers. And then year to date, even now, as clearly your goals have changed, you're about your agents, helping them. And,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
we're always going to get our deals. I
Yeah.
say the same thing. I mean, I told you I think I got 13 listings last week or something. People calling me to list, but we're not looking for deals. They're coming to us.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm not out showing really. I mean, yes, do I show friends and family and referrals?
Yeah.
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
But am I out hungry looking for, buyers? No,
Yeah.
I'm passing that to
Yeah.
my team.
Love it.
Listings, obviously. I have, our sphere of influence at this point is, where you get the calls and the
Yeah.
listings.
That's
and-
why you worked so hard
Yeah,
from
exactly.
2000 to get the calls.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I still love selling real estate.
Mhm.
I love being a broker, but I still love selling. And I think it's really important for us as brokers to be in it because at the end of the day, I think it's important for our agents to come to us and us to have the experience in today's market.
Totally. I think we have a friend that texted us and said, use the surgeon analogy.
Yes.
You want to share the surgeon analogy?
No, I think you should share it.
The surgeon analogy is if you're having brain surgery,
Yeah.
do you want the surgeon who did his last brain surgery in 1984?
Correct.
Or do you want the one who's probably practicing and has his, finger on the brain?
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, what a great analogy.
I know. I always say that to agents who come into my office and interview with me, and they say, "Oh, what is the drawback of coming to work for you because you are so active?" And I say to them, "I have a really good pulse on the market.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
strategies to get your offers accepted.
Sure.
I have ways to, help you.
Sure.
Whereas that broker might not be selling and really has no experience outside of something maybe 10 years ago. And the market has totally transformed and it's a different space right now.
Yeah, and our competitors, another thing we have in common, our competitors will actually tell if people are interviewing with us, and then they'll say, well, if you go to Preston Gray or Better Homes and Gardens, you're going to compete.
We're competing brokers.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't. I get it. I get it. But we have our response too. So
of course,
at the end of the day, people can make their own big boy decisions.
100%. We're growing. We're expanding.
Yeah,
so
totally. So let's talk about it. So you have about 38 agents under you, and I could be wrong.
I think like 38, 39, something like that.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
You don't get 39 agents, by the way, if they feel like your hand's in their pocket.
Oh, of course.
Right? So you're helping them, and your retention rate's amazing.
Yeah, I have a great team. Like everybody is really, really great. And I tell people all the time, you are going to make what you want to make of this career. So, I can give you all the tools to be successful, but you got to really want it. You've got to be hungry. You've got to be motivated, and you've got to go out there and hustle.
Gotta hustle.
You got to hustle.
Yeah.
So,
and so back what I'm saying, if you work for Preston Gray or Better Homes or you're a new agent anywhere, don't give up. Look at your story. I mean, to go 9 years with 10 deals, less than a deal a year, and then end up at 103 in your best year with almost $40 million. Don't give up, right?
No.
Don't throw in the towel.
No,
don't company
absolutely not.
hop just because,
No.
somebody made you a deal or bought you.
Yeah.
Right? Oh, I hate that.
Me too.
I can't stand that.
Me either.
I refuse to go down that route.
I never did it. I've never been with a big name, which I also think is intriguing. I think most of the people who have these crazy numbers are with big brokerages. I've never had that. I've never had a big name behind me. It's just been
hustle,
and I've been outworking, the pack. So.
And Shelton's been kind of that land of independent. Should I use a boutique? Do you like the word boutique?
Well,
Are you a boutique?
I'm a boutique firm.
Sure.
So, that's just been our approach, shall we say.
And people love it.
Yeah,
right?
For sure. We've really,
It's a separator.
Yeah, definitely.
From the others. But Shelton's never had the big...
No, we've never really had big firms. So everyone kind of likes to keep it local. Yeah. Which is kind of nice.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Shelton's a great town. The taxes are great.
Taxes are great.
Beautiful homes, beautiful price points, and for Fairfield County anyway.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I also creeped on your average price per home, and over the course of those years, you hover around 390, 410. Yeah. Is that fair? I mean, yeah. I mean, it's not like you're selling $1 million homes to get to. I mean, you're doing some volume.
Yeah, 100%.
And transactions.
Yeah.
So these 38 agents, 39, 40, whatever it is, that's incredible. What do you say to an agent who says, hey, my friend told me I see your signs everywhere. Why should I join Preston Gray?
I tell people it's a local firm.
Mhm.
We are, we're all about organic growth. We have really great marketing.
Mhm.
And I think it separates us from, a majority of the firms in Shelton.
Mhm.
So I think when we walk into a presentation, it really helps differentiate us
Sure.
from the pack.
Yeah, your branding's on point.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to talk about your new Lux division? I know I
Yeah,
saw that when I was
sure.
creeping as well. You have a
Yeah,
new
so
luxury
we have
division.
a Lux division, so PG Lux.
Yep.
So that's all high-end homes.
Mhm.
So that has its own branding, which is really nice. We just branded PG Commercial.
Nice.
So we are actually we have a big commercial project that'll probably be launching in a couple weeks.
Sweet.
So yeah, it's exciting.
Cool.
You'll see a sign in Huntington Center. Preston Gray is going to be renting out. Do you know the space above Wellington's, right? In
Yes.
Huntington Center.
Yes.
There's like 6 office buildings.
Yeah.
So my landlord, I should say landlords,
Yeah.
have retained Preston Gray to find some new tenants.
Awesome.
We've got like 6 spaces.
Awesome.
Another small office. So
Great.
it's exciting.
That is exciting.
We're expanding.
PG Commercial.
PG Commercial.
PG Commercial, PG Lux. I mean,
Yeah.
you got it all. Why wouldn't somebody join?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, it works.
It's awesome. In terms of new agent training, what types of things can a new agent expect if they come on board under your mentorship? I mean, that alone should
Yeah.
people should just be like, I'm in.
I let
But-
people shadow me. So
Okay.
some people want to shadow me and spend the whole day with me. They hop in my car. We go out on appointments.
Do you increase your insurance?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Make sure.
Yeah, I'm pretty insured up.
You're pretty insured.
I'm pretty insured up. So, a lot of the newer agents want to come on appointments with me, and I'm happy to have them shadow me. We also have training programs where they sit with myself or Megan, usually Megan, because I'm always out on the go.
Mhm.
And we just have, we teach them how to use all the platforms, all our marketing.
Nice.
Most of our marketing is built kind of plug and play.
Yep.
So we have templates and
Yeah.
they can pop in their pictures, their listing, and
Nice.
it's real easy.
Yeah, so many agents spend so much time trying to make the perfect design that they do
No.
nothing. Just
Yeah.
throw it in and get it out.
We're plug and play.
Yeah.
Everything's pretty much pre-built for
Nice.
the agents. Social media is pretty much pre-built for them. We've built it so it's real easy. They're able to share stuff on their social media.
It's awesome.
So it works.
Hey.
And my agents are, who is selling is, they're very new, but
Yeah.
they've been trained really well.
Yeah, clearly. I mean,
Yeah.
I follow, and I actually was lucky to do a deal with my cousin, which is my last deal with Gina Williams.
Yeah, Gina's
Your
my fave. Love Gina.
Agent of the year last
Agent of
year.
the
She
year,
got her.
yep.
She won her Louis bag.
Yep.
She's good.
We love Louis.
Yeah, I mean, just watching her growth though,
Yeah.
her growth is awesome.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, that is why I do what I'm doing, because
Yeah.
I think it's amazing to watch.
Mhm.
She was a sponge. She shadowed me probably, it was during COVID. She was always with me on every appointment. She was always in the office. She was a sponge.
Yeah, that's what they should be.
Yeah. So, it works.
Yeah. Hey, clearly, I mean, the
Yeah.
success she's had. If I was going to your office, I would just say, teach me everything. I would annoy the hell out of you. I'd ask you a million questions. I love when I have a new agent and they just, they're sorry to bother you. I'm like, no bother.
Yeah,
just
I
keep
think
asking. That's
questions
the whole
are
point.
so good. I think if you don't ask questions and you aren't engaged and you're not coming into the office and you don't want to be trained,
Yeah.
well, then what are we doing here?
Yeah, right.
Do you really even want to be an agent?
Right. And the struggle is, though, legally as independent contractors, we can't make them.
Yeah, we can't make them.
We can't make them do anything. Well, the last brokerage I was at actually sent something out that there was some mandatory training and that people had to go or they were going to be let go.
Oh.
My phone blew up with some very unhappy. That was when I had my team at that
Yeah.
point. So, even though that's the right intention, like these brokers want them to do more so they can be
Right.
better. You can't make
Yeah, you can't force people.
such a fine line.
100%.
Yeah. What if all real estate agents could be employees? What do you think about that?
I don't think I'd like that.
No, right?
No.
Too much headache
Way too much headache.
and overhead.
100%.
I like no overhead.
Me too.
Well, we have overhead, but
Yeah,
different
we
different
do.
types of overhead.
Yeah.
So how many you mentioned your assistant, is she your full-time employee?
She's my full-time employee. She's my only employee.
For now.
For now.
Well, Mark's your employee now.
I
You
mean,
put Mark on the payroll?
no. Mark is working for free.
He's working for it's nice to know, right? You have that kind of pull over, Mark. That's great. I have another stat line for you that I'm going to share before I get into some other questions. I actually went back to 2015
Okay.
in the town of Shelton, just single-family condos and multifamily sales.
Okay.
Do you want to guess where you fall?
Um,
I think you know.
I don't know.
You're number one.
I'm number one. Okay.
Yes, 240 units since 2015 and $86 million in Shelton alone.
In Shelton,
Just
yeah.
in Shelton. Number two person, whoever that may be, about 150 units and 72 million. So you're about 14 million ahead of the number two individual. So talking individual agent, success as an agent. So I've had people come and say, you know, I want to start. I actually lost one of the agents that I did lose here at Better Homes, wanted to have a team. And I told him no.
Okay.
And I'm not like, I want people to have teams. Are you kidding me? I'm a team
Good for
guy.
you.
Well, he was in the business for 3 months.
Yeah.
He had one rental transaction closed
Yeah.
and no experience and one threat of a lawsuit in the one deal that he did. So I didn't think it was the right time.
I completely understand that positioning. I've kind of been there.
Right.
And
Yeah.
yeah.
Right. So my point is, when you have done this on this kind of level, it is a no-brainer for you to now go out and tell other people and help them grow. So I think, you know, what you've done with your brokerage is amazing.
Oh, thanks.
I think the agents that jump on board that will actually be the sponges and learn from you are very lucky, and they should continue to do that. I know you had some recent hires just in the last 2 weeks, couple of newbies.
Yeah. I mean, we've been bringing people on pretty regularly.
Yeah. Nice team you just brought on as well.
I did. I brought on a great team from a competitor in Shelton.
Yep.
They're great. They're an awesome team. I'm so happy to have them.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting.
And you're new agent friendly for newbies?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, they got to start somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, why would anyone even keep us on if, you know, one deal a year for you? I did zero for 7 years, so nobody fired me.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I got lucky. What would happen if
I don't think so.
What would happen if we got out? What would happen if we lost our motivation and went into referral or got out of the business completely? I mean, you wouldn't have what you have.
Yeah, no.
Right?
But I always wanted more. So,
Yeah.
like, I was always, you know, my end game was always to open up Preston Gray. Like, I always wanted more.
Yeah.
I opened it sooner than I anticipated, but I kind of just got to a crossroads, and I was like, okay, I'm going to, you know, make or break here, jump ship. But, you know, the biggest thing that made me make that decision so quickly was Ravis pulled out of Shelton. And Ravis office space.
A big market share and nice space.
Yeah, they consolidated offices, and I said to myself, that space is going to be available.
Yeah.
If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it right now.
You went all in.
And I went all in. So
it's incredible.
Yeah.
So we heard successes. Tell us about what were some really hard times growing your individual business, and what was really hard in terms of your brokerage?
Really hard times individually. I would say, you know, I missed some games for my kids.
Yeah.
You know, I worked 7 days a week. You know, it was hard. You know, my husband was, you know, Mr. Mom on the weekends and in the evenings.
And he was working.
He had
a full-time job. It's not like he was, you know.
So that was hard, you know, but I knew that if I didn't work as hard as I was, that I wouldn't have gotten to where I am today.
100%.
So, and I think it's good for my kids, my daughter, to see what I've built and to see how hard I've worked. And I think it's, you know, I think it's good for them.
It's incredible, and it's inspiring, right? Do you think Lily's going to be an agent?
100%. She cannot wait to get her license.
That's great.
She says she's taking over. Yeah, absolutely. She says soon as she turns 18, she's taking the test.
Love it. What about Owen?
Owen has no desire.
No desire?
No.
What does he want to do?
He wants to be in video production. He would love to be here right now.
Well, we can introduce him
100%.
to Darius, the Polish prince, who's with us today. Let's take a minute and shout out Darius.
Yay.
Without Darius, this does not happen. The Polish prince.
I love it.
Who's half Italian, I just found out.
This is what Owen wants to do.
Yeah?
So, yeah.
Well, I saw somewhere that if you're I don't want to say millennial or gender. I don't know what anybody
don't
is
know.
anymore.
I don't
Gen
understand these
X,
things.
Y, Z, whatever. If you get into this type of stuff that the Polish Prince is doing, video editing, audio, video filming, and
Yeah.
TikTokers or whatever.
Yeah.
If you get into that, you'll always have a job.
Well, that's
So,
good. He's
yeah.
constantly doing videos. He's constantly producing things.
Yeah.
I've got all this stuff in my house. Like, he's
Right.
really into it.
Maybe I could have him come in here and do a little internship under the Polish Prince.
Yeah, he'd love
Want to
it.
teach Owen? Sure.
Yeah, he'd love it.
Say a couple things there, Darius. How do you feel about doing this show today? You having a good time?
I love it.
You love it?
Show, yeah.
All right. Looking forward to the finished product. There he is. All right, cool. So what about the brokerage now? Obviously, you know, and on a sales piece, I have the same. Our story is like almost identical. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Like I would miss things, and then even what's even scarier is I would go to kids' events, and I'm there physically.
Yeah, I know, but you're constantly on your,
Same thing, right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like bad dad type of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And I, you know, that was hard. So I'd actually rather do I mean, would you rather do 38 million? Here's a good question
Okay.
for Marissa.
Yep.
Would you rather do 38 million and 103 units and not go to your kid stuff, or would you rather do 25 million and 50 units and
Yeah,
be there?
100%. I would
It's-
rather do 25 million. I mean, I've really scaled back. If you really look at my numbers today.
Oh, I've looked.
Like,
You have 10 million closed.
Yeah, I've got probably another, like, I don't know, maybe 5 to 8 under contract.
And you'll still do your deals, right?
Yeah. I mean, I'll hit 25, 30 million this year.
Which is unbelievable.
I have
Is that it? You're slacking.
I have no desire to go back to like close to 40 million.
No, it's a different animal, and
Yeah, I
people
mean,
need to hear that because they don't understand.
Yeah, it's totally different too. Like
Mhm.
before the brokerage, only had like in 2020 there were maybe 5 of us.
Yeah.
You know, now there's like close to 40 of us.
Right.
I can't sell that much and effectively run the
Yeah.
office and
Yep.
help build my agents.
Right.
And everything else that comes along with it.
Yeah, and I've seen that.
Absolutely not.
I've
It's just
taken a
not even-
major step back with my sales, and I could care less. I don't even want it. And as you continue to grow, you'll say, 25, I'll be good with 15.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, I'll be good with one. I'm actually, you know what my goal is? One deal a month.
Okay, that's good.
I want to do one deal a month, so my fingers on the pulse. I can actually, when I do my mastermind classes, I talk to my agents. I could actually say, the market is shifting. I'm
Right.
telling you,
the
market.
yeah.
Why don't we jump to that?
Okay.
What is the Preston Gray vision for what the market's doing? And I know you don't have a crystal ball, but what
that crystal ball? I
with a
wish I
crystal
did.
ball,
We'd all be millionaires.
we
if we
would.
had that
We
crystal
wouldn't be
ball.
selling houses.
We wouldn't be selling houses.
We'd be doing something else.
I always say I wish I had that crystal ball.
What do
I
you think's happening right now?
I think the market's shifting for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You put on a new listing and you're going to get a handful of showings. You're going to get maybe 1, 2, 3 offers.
As opposed to 6 months ago, what was that?
6 months ago, you would have got 20, 30 offers. It was
insane.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
It's shifting. I feel like the interest rates obviously have pushed a lot of buyers out. I think a lot of the younger buyers are getting pushed out of the market because of the interest rates. They're so fatigued. They're tired of submitting offers. They're tired of losing out.
Buyers and agents, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like the market's a little fatigued. That's the best way I can describe it. I think we'll stay. I just don't think inventory is really going to increase. So I think things will continue to sell. I just don't think you're going to have that big burst of like offers and prices keep going up. I think it's going to stay pretty like level. I think by fall we'll be in a much more level playing field.
Fair enough. How tired are your agents right now?
They're tired. I just left the office to come here and everybody's out. They're all out showing. Things are, I feel like you can get under deposit a little quicker than previously, but you're still showing a lot of houses.
Yeah.
There's still multiple offers. Somebody still can outbid you.
Yeah. Well, and affordability's down big time with the rates, right? So,
100%.
For the same payment, a $500K buyer a year ago is buying $375 now, $400,
Right.
or something like that.
Probably I'm
horrible at math.
Probably like 4.
Yeah. So you're not getting the same house.
No.
And are you thinking people still have to waive their inspections and appraisal gaps? Are you still seeing that?
It depends on the house. I mean, I always say the really nice updated houses, there's always going to be more buyers than a house that, might not be as updated. So I think it really depends on the house, shall
Sure.
we say.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I'm noticing in my office appraisal issues everywhere. Are you
Oh,
seeing that?
yes. I had a condo sell for over 5, and it only appraised out at for like 450.
I think I got you beat.
It was bad.
Beacon Falls. Two of our agents are co-listing a property here, Jeff and Maria. I think we told this seller it was probably a low sixes house.
Yeah.
We put it on at 670, which was high,
Yeah, high.
and we got a 715, and we're 71,000 a gap difference right now. It appraised 71,000 less.
Okay. Well, I keep telling people too. You know what I tell all my sellers when I go into these listing appointments? I tell them this is monopoly money.
Yeah,
So at the end of the day,
I'm stealing that.
yeah, at the end, well, I don't say I'm stealing it. What I say to them is
No,
my
I'm going to tell everyone.
Yeah.
I'm going to use that
yeah,
term.
it's monopoly money.
I
I
like
tell
that.
all of my sellers this. I can't tell you what it's going to sell for until we get through appraisal.
Yeah.
If we've got a gap appraisal coverage, okay, then I can kind of cushion things for them.
Yeah.
But if there's no appraisal gap, I tell them, you're not going to know what this is selling for until we get through the appraisal, and it's monopoly money.
Yeah.
So.
That's what I meant by I'm stealing it. I like that term,
you could
monopoly
totally,
money.
It's monopoly money.
Pick it up. Somebody called me to list a house recently, and I just said, I'm going to give you a range.
Yeah.
And then I just said, pick whatever you want, because
Yeah.
no matter which of these numbers you pick, you're going to get what it's worth.
Right.
Right? Just please don't give me something higher than that range.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I give people a range too. I give them like low end, high end.
Yeah.
I say if you go on the higher end,
Yeah.
you're probably not going to get much more than what we ask for. But if
Yeah.
you go on the lower end, you might actually even exceed my
Yeah.
high end range.
And take out the appraisal worry,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
By pricing it appropriately.
Yeah.
It's hard to get sellers, though. Some of them just know everything, and
They don't want to hear it.
they don't want to hear it.
No.
Well, because they're just watching,
Well, they were
NBC
watching
News.
Well, I do
right?
have to say the narrative has shifted
True.
in the past week and a half.
True,
I
week,
would say.
yeah. Yes, you're right.
I would say, every article is we're
Down.
heading into a recession,
Yeah.
home pricing,
Yep.
buyers, I can't speak. What is it called?
What is it?
The origination for mortgages. There you go.
Loan origination?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay.
It's down by 11%.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
It's crazy.
It's crazy. So the narrative has definitely flopped.
Yeah, you're right.
And I'm getting phone calls from sellers being like, oh my God, I got to get my house on the market. Can you
Right.
take pictures? And I'm like, okay, I could take pictures in 5 days.
Yeah. My photographer's booked out a week.
In 5 days.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's
So-
unbelievable.
I do think it's shifting.
Yeah. So what's the long vision for Preston Gray? You obviously want to expand. You're not opening multiple offices if you don't want to expand, but do you want to have 100 agents? Do you want to have 200, or you just you want to stay small?
I would like to stay on the small end.
Yeah.
I mean, right now.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I feel like I have 2 offices. I've got, 38 other children.
Yeah,
I call them
totally.
my babies.
they are.
To
They are.
nurture and to grow.
Mhm.
So I guess I am somewhat selective, shall we say?
As you should be.
Do I want to grow? Of course,
Mhm.
that's my goal, but I don't want to get too big where it starts to dilute what I've built.
Right. Yeah. There's something to be said for that small
Yeah.
feel, which
Yeah.
which seems like you're honing right in on,
Yeah.
doing a great job with. What does a typical day look like for you?
So I'm up by 6:30.
Okay.
And you're, sometimes you're text messaging me bright and early.
We're up 5 a.m. club
5
here.
a.m. club.
Yeah. Well, 6:30 is very early.
Yeah, I mean it's early. I'm not a morning person.
No,
I'm really
so
not.
6:30 is really
Yeah,
early.
it's
then.
really early for me.
Mhm.
And I'm making the kids lunch,
Mhm.
and I'm getting them ready for the day.
Mhm.
50-course meals for both of them. And they're out the door by 7:15.
Okay.
And I usually go to the gym, and I'm usually at the office for probably 10. I don't get there that early. I'm not a morning person.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but I work late. I don't usually get home till 7:30, sometimes even later if I'm
Yeah, and then I assume your kids have sport
yeah,
or
they're in
whatever they're doing, and
sports, so they're always here or there. So, I mean, it works.
it works.
Yeah,
You clearly make it work.
it works.
Are
I
you
mean, my
trying to
kids
get
are
to a
older.
different type of schedule? Because if you eventually, I think not everybody's goal. I like to sell, like I said, a deal a month or two,
Yeah.
whatever. But ultimately, to be successful, that you don't sell anymore. People want, oh, I want to say I don't sell anymore. Do you want a normal schedule, like a 9 to
No,
5?
I don't think I'm built for that.
Yeah,
So my kind of energy is I need to go, 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 and I need to feel busy, and
Yeah.
I need to be doing something.
yeah,
So for me, I don't think I ever could just sit back and relax and not work. It's
Yeah.
just not in my like DNA.
So, you're either wired like that or you're not. So
Yeah.
my family convinced me to go on a 10-hour trip into the northern woods of Maine
Yeah.
so that I could relax and get my
Yeah,
mind
that wouldn't
off.
work for me.
But this is great. So the first night, I'm in my camp in my tent. Everyone goes to sleep. It's pitch black, and I have a Tony Soprano panic attack. Got up, freaked out, left the tent.
Yeah.
Throwing water on me. Literally a Tony, because I was
Yeah.
relaxing.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Me either. I'm not like I
can't do it.
just for me, I need to constantly be going. I
Yeah.
need to be doing something.
Yeah,
like,
totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so as your brokerage grows and your role changes, if you take less buyers, I mean, I cut out buyers 100%. So I don't. If my mother wants to see a house, she goes with an agent. I don't even work
Wow.
with family with buyers.
Okay.
Listing, I'll take whatever. But that alone has allowed me to have a little bit more of a life.
Yeah.
And so
I feel like I've got good balance at this
Yeah.
point.
good. Yeah,
For
I mean,
me. For me.
and it's good for you to see, for your agents, like you said, finger on the pulse and
Yeah. Yeah.
see
Definitely.
kind of
And my
what's
kids
going on.
And my husband see me all the time.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes, they can-
they see me all the time.
They can look on. They can see your
Yeah.
picture all over the internet if they miss you, right? How has social media kind of changed your marketing strategy? I mean, do you advertise in the Connecticut Post print paper? I mean,
Absolutely not.
yeah.
Never have, never will.
you're right. So how is
No.
social media? What are your 3 go-tos for marketing? If you're an agent watching right now, because there's going to be people watching, they want to learn from you.
Yeah.
What's your go-to that you're willing to? Now you don't have to give us your proprietary CMA.
I know. I won't.
I know you
yeah.
have a proprietary
I
CMA.
do. I do.
You have to join Preston Gray for that information.
Yes, you do. I think Facebook is key.
Yep.
Everybody's on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
I think Instagram. Those kind of dovetail together. I think Zillow. I think direct mailings. I think really being involved in the community too.
Yeah.
Like I know so many people in Shelton, and I've really expanded on my sphere and really capitalized on that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I tell my agents, like, go out to dinner, become friends with the hostess or the bartender.
Mm-hmm.
You want them to know what you do for a living so that you're top of mind.
You have some amazing agents too with jobs, right?
Yeah.
I my big thing too when I was looking around, people actually said to me, "You have a full-time job," because I sold with a full-time job.
Yeah.
We usually only hire full-time agents. I see tremendous advantage.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I have a couple agents that have full-time jobs and are selling, and they're doing great. I have a teacher who's doing phenomenal. So she's a teacher and she's selling. She's doing really great. I think she did like $4 million last year, and she had a full-time job.
$4 million. I mean, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bartenders, I think, do the best.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure. I think, I don't think you want to box people into, you've only got to do it full time. I'll tell you, I left a place in Shelton and hung my license with my uncle because another brokerage told me we don't hold licenses for part-time agents. So, I mean, how well did that
It's
work
crazy.
out for them?
Not very well.
Not very well.
All right, so one other, I don't want to backpedal again too much, but the ranking report I pulled in Shelton,
Yeah.
interesting data, and it's almost identical to mine. The majority of the successful agents over the last 20 years, from my creeping, have been listing agents.
Yep.
What's incredible about the volume that you have, and in Shelton, I just use Shelton as a gauge because I know you do a lot more than Shelton.
Yeah.
Your list sides since 2015, 127. This is great. I don't know if you know this data
Yep.
either. Your buy sides are 112.
Yep.
So
So
you're
it's
like 50-50.
I've always been a 50-50
Yeah.
agent. Up until probably about like a year ago. I was like
Yeah.
split down the middle.
Mine's identical, which is
Yeah.
crazy because people don't. The buying side is so much more labor intensive.
100%.
So to have, and actually, if I'm looking at the agents behind you, there's nobody with more than 50 buys.
Yeah.
So you're at 112,
Yeah.
just to put that into perspective.
Yeah.
It's an incredible stat. I have
Thank
different creeper stats that I look at that are not
Yeah.
just your normal who's
Yeah,
number
yeah.
one. Everybody who's number one. I don't look at that.
I always tell all of my agents, look at the competitors. Look who's really selling. Look to see the ratio between listings versus buyers.
Yeah.
You want to see that. 'Cause
Who's got the buyers?
Who's got the buyers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
how did you
wanna-
shift
How did I
to a more of a listing agent? Or did you not shift?
Well, I mean, I've shifted
Totally.
for sure because I've started to,
Did it happen naturally, or did you say, okay, now all my
No.
marketing's going to say list with me?
No. After 2020, my 38 million, I really had to
38
I
million.
had to do a little bit of a shift. So my team is getting a bulk of the buyer leads, which
Yeah.
is great for them because it helps build their business and
Totally.
it also gives them transaction experience. And I really think you get most of your transactional experience from the buyer side.
Totally.
So I think it works.
Yeah. We have transaction coordinator here, obviously in our office, but I actually tell all new agents, you need to do your first do like 50
absolutely.
deals before you start paying somebody, unless I get a diva who doesn't want
I
to.
actually think a lot of these agents need to do their own deals.
Yeah.
It's the only way you're going to learn.
And they don't know what's going on.
100%.
Yeah, and the more, just from my experience too, with the more successful the agent, the less they know
Right.
about anything going on in the transaction.
Yeah.
At least build your business to
Yeah.
where you are before you start leveraging.
I'm still very involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I still jump into the files. Like I'm still.
Well, you're very responsive. We've done a few deals.
Yeah, I'm still very involved.
Do you remember 14 Princess Winona?
I do.
What do you remember most about that deal? The in-ground tank or the purple carpet in the basement? I actually remember. That's crazy.
I don't know. That house was a doozy.
That was a doozy.
That was a doozy.
You can't. I think I didn't even get the sign in the ground, and you called me. You saw it on the MLS. Called
Yep.
so fast.
Yep.
Went over there. We put that deal together.
Quick.
Relationships with agents matter. I want to do deals with
Oh,
Preston
yeah.
Gray agents, and there's other
Us
companies
too.
I don't want to do
Yeah,
deals with.
me too. Yeah, I mean, it's all about how you want to be treated. I think like respect is key. Keeping really good relationships is key to success for sure.
Yeah, you're going to see the players.
Oh yeah, for sure.
How old do you think you could be and still be a successful real estate agent?
I don't know.
Could you be 90?
Oh God, I don't think so.
There's a couple.
You think?
Maybe not 90.
I don't think 90.
80?
Yeah.
I mean, you got some oldies that are out there that probably could use a little retirement dinner.
Sure.
But they're still doing it. You got to almost
Of course.
respect it.
I mean, yeah, you gotta. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how long you can go for. I know for me personally, I don't see myself doing this for more than like. I mean, I'm 41, so maybe I got 20 more years.
Yeah, I think
And-
everything has a life expectancy.
I think maybe 20 more years.
Yeah, I think
want
that's
to
fair.
enjoy life.
Yeah.
I had kids really young. At the end of the day, I just kind of want to enjoy life.
So Lily can take over.
Oh, don't worry. That girl is ready. She's like,
That's great.
She's ready.
Mark will be working for her.
100%.
That is
She is a boss.
I love it.
Yeah, she takes after me.
That's great.
Yeah.
That there's absolutely nothing better than
Yeah.
that.
No, it's good.
What's your take on the bar to get into real estate?
I think the bar is really low. I think this is the non-policed profession,
Yeah.
shall we say? I think things should be tightened up a little bit.
Yeah.
Just sitting through a class and taking a test and just kind of
Yeah.
running off into the wilds is, makes it challenging on our end as listing agents.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I asked my last guest, what would you pay $10,000 a year to have your broker? If you knew it was going to weed out some, you don't want to weed out, right? Because you do need
No.
people running around, but maybe that's the wrong term. Because and obviously I'm very part-time agent friendly.
Yeah, me too.
But and just to get your opinion, do you think? And if the number's not 10,000, do you think it should be more? To be a licensed real estate agent in Connecticut?
Yeah, I do. I definitely do. I think 10,000 is a little aggressive.
Fair enough.
Okay. I think 5,000 is a little aggressive. But yeah, I do think,
So
what is it now? What is it? 300?
392 for us. I think the agents is 292 for your
No,
license.
we're higher than that.
Is it more?
Yeah.
Well, I have 3 licenses, right?
Me
So you
too.
probably do too. So
I have
we'll
3.
be paying a lot more.
Yeah.
But in terms of the initial licensing, and
Yeah.
I actually just did I taught a class to a high school financial literacy class on real estate.
Oh, good.
Okay. And I was explaining to them that in Connecticut, we get the same license as a hairdresser,
Yep.
right? It looks the same. Like
Yep.
it's
It
that
totally
little
looks
whatever.
the same. Yep.
But to go to a school to be a cosmetologist or a
Yeah.
beautician, it's 20,000. How much
Yeah.
is a Paul Mitchell school? Or I'm probably
You got
repeating
me.
myself. I don't know either, but it's a lot. It's not
Yeah.
$400.
I completely
So is that where the bar maybe should be?
Yeah, definitely. I do 100% think the bar needs to be raised.
Yeah.
I mean, we are, we're in transactions, we're working with attorneys. There's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
And
The biggest deal in
and
probably someone's life.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think it's important for your agents to invest in conferences and outside professional development and trainings? Do you have any agents that are really? I mean, you're broke like mine. We're only a couple years in,
I know,
right?
I'm only a couple years in.
couple
I don't
years
think
in.
any of my agents are utilizing that. Do I think it's a good idea? Sure, of
Yeah.
course.
National Association Conference
Oh
or
yeah,
Connecticut
Yeah,
Association.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to.
Knowledge is power.
Knowledge is power. Always be learning.
Always be learning.
Yeah, expect better.
100%.
Yeah, I think that they should raise the bar a little bit and get agents more, who are going to take a little more serious.
Yeah.
Being new agent friendly, that's great. But man, as a listing agent, some of the stuff that the questions we get, and I try to be very patient and answer the questions. But I think as I'm getting older and crotchety, I'm like, dude, did you read the agent to agent? Did you read?
Yeah.
Is it on an electronic box? Did you read the MLS before you asked me? But so I'm always like, I don't want our agents to be like that.
Yeah, me too.
So it's the first thing I do when I meet them. Nice to meet you. Thanks for coming to your first training. Here's what the electronic box looks like, and here's the showing instructions.
Yeah, definitely.
Please read them.
Yeah, reading is key. A lot of people don't read in this business. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is crazy. And in terms, we were talking about policing and the MLS. Just interesting your take on the MLS. Obviously, it's a necessary evil. We pay into the MLS.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of like tough policing going on and regulation changes, and photographers are now joining. What's your take on all that?
I don't know. I'm not really the biggest fan.
Yeah.
I think, they've got their hand in a lot of things that I think should be, at the broker level per se.
Yeah.
But I mean, at what choice do we really have here?
Yeah.
Our hands are kind of tied. We
Totally.
kind of have no choice but to comply.
Yeah, totally.
So.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to police. I mean, there's 20,000 agents in Connecticut?
Yeah, I mean, there's constantly compliance issues.
Yeah. I know of somebody who got fined because that listing went active, but the sign went down like an hour before.
Yeah, an hour or two before. Yeah.
And they get fined $500.
I also feel like a lot of the agents also report agents,
Haters.
Haters.
You have a lot of haters? We have some haters.
Oh, I have a lot of haters.
You're not doing it right if you don't have haters.
Oh, you haven't made it.
Yeah.
You don't,
if you don't
have
have people
a lot of
talking or
haters.
side chats about you.
Oh, yeah. You don't.
Darius, do you have any haters?
Oh, yeah, sure.
They hate on you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe 3.
Couple people.
Those kind of people just drive me to
Work harder.
To do more.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think
So,
think
fine.
that's great.
Yeah.
I think
It just motivates
it's a
me.
chip on your shoulder.
Yeah, it just kind of motivates me.
Yeah. Shelton, how many real estate offices are in Shelton? There's got to be 10 or so, no?
Yeah, I would say, yeah.
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 And I mean, you're right at the top, and only 2 years in,
We're trying.
you're right there.
We're trying.
And not just individually, but your office, which is
Yeah, we're trying.
what's great.
Yeah.
And the sky's the limit there. So
Absolutely. There's so much room for growth. My agents are on the younger side.
yeah,
At the end of the day, I think there's tons of growth opportunity, whether it be in Shelton or even outside. We were expanding on all fronts. So,
how is the Oxford expansion going?
Oxford.
Want to tell us a little bit about that office?
Yeah, Oxford's great. It's right next to Rose's.
Okay.
So it's right next to also Sunday Fun Day, which is a really fun ice cream shop. Both of my agents own that. So we're all in the same complex. So Chelsea and my current open Sunday Fun Day.
Nice. You have free ice cream if you join that office?
Sure, we have free ice cream cards. So we hand those out at open houses too. So yeah, I mean, Oxford office is great. It's definitely a little bigger than Shelton's office. We've got like a little social media room so that people can do videos and content. There's a training room. So it's great. We probably have I would say 8 to 10 agents based out of that office.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
If you just again in my creeper modes, I will go to a town and I'll look up the agencies, right? I'll just say offices Shelton, and I click on my active agents, my office agents, and you'll notice that the average is probably like 5.
Yeah. I
Right.
mean,
So
those that are working in the Oxford office are pretty active.
yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
So it's a small office in terms of agents compared to Shelton, but they're all pretty active and they're selling and they're listing and they're repping buyers and
Yeah.
it's good. And I think the Oxford market is just
It's a big market.
ton of expansion going on there and there's a lot of room for growth. So
Yeah. Well, that's what's great about your markets, where your offices are, because Shelton is a huge town.
yeah.
Oxford's a pretty big town. I'm here in Monroe. We have like 4,000, 5,000 houses. There's 18 multifamilies in Monroe.
Yeah.
18.
Not a lot. I sold one not too long
Did
ago.
you? Congrats.
I did, yeah. I didn't even realize you had any multis.
There's 18.
Well, I sold one
You
of them.
just-
Yeah, I was shocked when I
You were
got
like,
the call to go show it. I was
yeah.
like, wow, I didn't really know that there was one.
Yeah, I actually, my neighbor's house was a multi, so I sold one too
Yeah.
in my life, but they just don't
We
exist.
should feel really privileged
So
that
honored.
18
Yeah.
and we sold.
That's going to be my new line. I'm going to say you should join my office
Yeah.
because I sold a multi in Monroe.
Yeah, that's
doesn't
a nice
exist.
fun fact.
What's the craziest transaction you've ever had, or is there any transaction that just sticks out at you as, insane or funny or like unbelievable?
Insane.
Is there anything that comes to mind immediately? How could you even?
I
How
don't
could
know.
you even?
and
How could
it's-
you even remember half the stuff you did? My other sheet here is you've sold almost 500 houses.
Yeah, I don't know. I
460
mean, I
something?
try and keep the peace on all ends.
Yeah.
I don't. Of course, there's always going to be a crazy,
Yeah.
situation, but I really try and keep the peace. I'm really good at keeping all parties,
Together.
calm, cool, collect.
Yeah.
I always say I'm part therapist throughout the process.
Totally.
Yeah, and I always tell all of my clients I'm your new best friend.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I can't. I mean, I've had some doozies, but nothing that I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah. Like you went to a closing and the guy was sleeping in the bed still, or like.
No.
Now as brokers, I hear crazy.
I mean, I've had a couple of divorce situations that have been interesting.
Oh, those are good.
Yeah, I've had a couple of doozies on that.
I had a good
front.
one, a good divorce one too. Those are the best.
Yeah, like he didn't get his stuff out. We're closing. Then
Yeah.
I've got to go try and find somebody to clean out this house.
We just
things
had
like that.
an elderly. One of our agents had an elderly buyer who peed on the carpet during the showing.
Oh Jesus.
It's
Yeah.
it's cool. That was a fun call.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, real estate is fun.
Yeah.
Trials and tribulations. I've gotten attacked by cats, dogs.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, those are always doozies.
You fell once.
I did fall. Yes.
I have also. Totally embarrassing myself.
Totally embarrassing.
Yeah. Ice? Was it ice?
I fell on a walkway that hadn't been shoveled. So it was snow, pretty
Same.
icy. Yeah.
I did that on an $800,000 house, and there was a camera just like that one.
Yeah, I didn't
And
have a camera.
Client laughed hysterically as I fell.
Yeah.
I went right up in the air.
Yeah, mine was not good either.
Yeah.
So,
That's
but
wild.
yeah.
What's the most expensive home you've ever sold?
I think I sold one in Weston for 1.1, 1.2.
That's nice.
That's the highest I've ever gone.
Well, that's a big girl house.
Yeah.
Right?
I think that's the highest I've ever sold. Preston Gray is going to close a listing in Guilford for 1.6.
Nice.
Mary Wilson, one of my great agents.
Amazing.
Yeah, she'll be the highest sale in the office.
That
So-
makes your year.
Yeah,
$1 million sale. Did you
yeah.
get both sides?
No, she didn't get both sides. But 1.6 in Guilford is great. I mean, it was
Oh, yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
It's like
No,
a
that's-
compound.
That's big time.
Yeah. So good for her. I'm really excited for her.
If an agent comes to you and says, "I'm thinking about getting into real estate," what is the first thing that comes out of your mouth? What do you tell this person?
I think real estate is the key to financial success. I think it's a great opportunity for an agent to jump into it. And I think at the end of the day, you can be as successful as you want to be.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, you've clearly had an unbelievable journey.
Well, thank you.
And do
You
want
too.
Well, thank you very much. It's fun to just clap for your friends, right?
Clap for your friends.
Which is awesome. What are your channels, your best contacts to reach you? If anybody wants to reach out to you to sell or to become an agent, what's the best ways to reach you on your socials or websites or anything?
Social, my cell phone. I always tell people my cell phone has a heartbeat. Like
There you
it like lives with me.
It lives.
It lives with
If there was a burning house, what would be the first thing you grab?
Obviously my kids.
What about the phone?
Obviously my phone, but I want
Yeah.
my kids.
Other than your kids,
first.
what's the first thing you get?
Um,
The phone, right?
probably my phone.
Yeah.
If not my phone, maybe one of my Louis Vuitton bags.
Oh, maybe one of the Louis bags.
One of my Louis bags.
Maybe the whole
Maybe
collection.
my whole collection. Yeah.
Well, awesome. Well, I appreciate you. I know how busy you are. I appreciate you
Oh,
taking a
thank
little
you. I
time to tell us
appreciate it.
what an incredible path, incredible
Oh, thank
journey,
you.
and you're just starting. 2 years in with the brokerage.
Just a little scratch.
Little scratch. Best of luck.
Thank you.
The
You
Expect Better podcast. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. The Expect Better podcast, hosted by Gaetano Mara, Better Homes and Gardens Real Estate. Like, follow, subscribe today.